All right. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Joy. I'm back again with another live. I hope that you guys are doing well and I hope that you guys are staying safe. I know I be trying to get my hair right in these videos, y'all. Don't mind me just working on this natural thing. Y'all know how that be for all the naturalistas out there. Y'all know the feeling. Anyway, you guys, welcome to another episode. Once again, my name is Joy, and I am a narcissist abuse coach. I've been dealing with narcissists since 2006, and since 2017, I have been helping former victims, now survivors, heal, move on, and recover after dealing with narcissistic abuse. So, you guys, actually, I have a special announcement that I wanted to make towards the end of the video. So make sure that you do watch this video the whole way through. That way you don't miss anything, any exciting news we have here going on. So anyway, you guys, as you can see by the title, I did just want to talk a little bit about that because I did actually get inspiration from a person. They did reach out to me, their situation dealing with the narcissist. And so I did want to just bring that up. So, let's talk a little bit about reactive abuse and how that relates to the narcissist. Because to be honest with you guys, I don't think I've ever brought this up when it comes to, dealing with the narcissist and how they may be trying to do things to you or say things, or they could maybe use other people to get reactions from you or to cause you to feel upset or to cause you to feel anxieties, worries, doubts, fears, and things like that. So this is a part of the abuse when it comes to dealing with the narcissist. So I did just kind of want to bring it up for those of you that may be new to it, or maybe you could be dealing with it now, or it could just be something to keep in mind for future reference. Okay, so let's take a look here. So, all right, so here we go. You guys are more than welcome to go to National Legal Service .co.uk, but basically it says, in this way, reactive abuse is often seen as a form of gaslighting, which is the emotional manipulation of a victim. So we do have that. Okay, now here we go. So understanding reactive abuse. So someone who is being abused might eventually reach their breaking point and lash out on their abuser in return. So again, this could be something that the narcissist could be doing to you every day, or they may have somebody else doing it, or they may have a group of people doing it. Let's say, maybe the narcissist is stalking you, or they're following you around, or they're trying to cause arguments, or they could be trying to start drama or chaos or gossip or whatever the case may be. They could be doing this every day, or maybe they're blackmailing you. Maybe they're calling your phone, texting you nonstop, or maybe if this is a parent, in-law situation, maybe they could be getting other family members involved, right? To try to make you feel guilty or make you feel under obligation and things like that, so they could be doing something to you every day because what the narcissist wants you to do is they want you eventually to lash out. And so when you lash out, that's when the narcissist can play the victim. And that's when the narcissist can say, hey, look, see, I told you this person was this way. Hey, look, see, I told you, because the thing is, you guys got to remember the narcissist has already been gossiping about you, right? They've already thrown dirt on your name. They've already been slandering you to a bunch of people and things like that. They also could have been slandering you to family members. They could be slandering you to strangers, people that you don't even know, you know what I mean? And people that you never had a conversation with, people you never spoke to or spoke with and things like that. So they don't know you, So if they're hearing something, they're naturally going to believe that other person because they maybe haven't heard what you have to say. But in some of these cases, it's not really a need to say anything because it's just like you don't know them. So it's just like it is what it is. But so the point is that the narcissist wants to get you to lash out. And so, if you're dealing with a situation like this, you don't want to do that, right? So I hope that makes sense because you don't want to give the narcissist what they want. They're looking for a reaction. They're looking for a response. And, they're more than likely probably using you as a supply. You're their supply. They need you. They may want your attention. They may want your time. They may want money from you. They may want sex from you. Anything, accolades, whatever the case may be. They may feel like they can use you in some way. And, That's the thing. They're using you. You know what I mean? So you just want to keep that in mind and just make sure that you're not reacting to these individuals, right? And so let me see here. Let's look. Give me one moment, you guys. See, let's kind of dive deep into this reactive abuse, though. Okay. Okay, so these are some signs of reactive abuse that you could be experiencing from your narcissist, and it doesn't matter like who this person is in your life. It could be, you know, a mother, father, you know, it could be a sibling, it could be an auntie, an uncle, it could be an associate, it could be a friend or a neighbor, whoever the narcissist is in your life, and it could be a child for some of you. You know, you may have a child that could have picked up some negative behaviors and patterns and some things that they may have seen. You know, you could have exposed them to that type of stuff, and you know, they kind of picked up and became a narc themselves. You know, so whether it was at school, whether it was at a church environment, you know, any place where there's people there, whether it's like a Boys and Girls Club or a YMCA or something like that, you never know who's there. So, so yeah, let's talk about the signs of the reactive abuse. So and you guys can go to theverywellmind.com. I love this site, you guys. This is like such a bomb site. I love it. But basically, okay, let's get into it. So the uncharacteristic behavior. So the person's behavior is not characteristic of their nature. They have never shown abusive tendencies towards any other person or situation. So that could be a sign of reactive abuse. The second sign of a reactive abuse is a provocation. They may try to provoke you. So, you know, the narcissist could be trying to provoke you every day, or they may be trying to cause drama every day, or they may be trying to start trouble, or like start an argument or start a fight or something like that. So that's a reactive abuse. They're trying to get a reaction out of you. So they're reactive abusing you. You get what I'm saying? Like that's one thing. So the abuser uses antagonistic behavior like public or private humiliation, like threats, name calling, insulting, gaslighting, in order to get the person to their breaking point and elicit a violent response. So, you know, just keep that in mind. You know, that's what the narcissist could be trying to do to you, and you want to do the complete opposite. You don't want to react or anything like that. So, you know, and all that good stuff. And if this is happening to you, you do want to make sure that you seek support. You know, you reach out to like family members, friends, people that you know who love you and care about you now. For some, you may not have that type of support, you know, so, you know, if you're dealing with this, feel free to reach out to me, because I definitely know what that feels like, not having anyone around to support. You know, only support having that I had, you know, in my life usually was God, and I found that to be the best, to be honest. But, you know, luckily I did have a few friends, well, maybe like less than a handful on one hand, like not many, you know, just because of how, you know, people are. Like a lot of people are evil, a lot of people are mean, nasty, ruthless, just downright, yeah, they're just not good people, you know, and it is what it is. There's no judgment here. I'm not here to judge because I'm not perfect, but, you know, you have to understand what's out there in the world. It's not always good people out there. Now, every now and then you can meet some good people, but for the most part, you're gonna have these type of individuals, you know, so you just want to be careful about that. But yeah, so you have the provocation. Now, you also have the self-defense here. So self-defense, so the person's reaction is an act of self-defense to protect themselves against the abuser. They never initiate the abuse. They only respond this way when provoked. Once they have reached their limit, they cannot take any more. So again, your narcissist, whoever the narcissist is in your life, you know, they may be trying to get you to be feeling self-defense. Of course, you have to protect yourself. Of course, you have to, you know, stand up for yourself and protect yourself and things like that. Protect your loved ones, protect your family. But sometimes if you don't have people around you to do that, then you have to do that for yourself, you know, so you do want to keep that in mind. Now, the other thing, signs of reactive abuse is you have confusion, where your narcissist, they could be trying to make you feel confused. So it says this person feels confused about their actions. They feel like they don't know who they are anymore, and how could react like that, or how could anybody like treat them that way or that kind of thing. So yeah, you just want to keep that in mind here. Or you may be questioning, you're like, well, why is this abuser doing this? Or why are they doing that? And this and that. But you have to remember, when it's a narcissist, this is all a part of the abuse. This is all a part of their grand scheme of things. You know, this is all a part of like their plots, right? And then, like I said, if it's not them, they may have somebody else do it. They may have somebody else doing their dirty work, you know, and things like that. Because the narcissist wants to make it seem like they're innocent, but they're really not. They were the ones that was causing the trouble, plotting things behind the scenes, causing drama, causing confusion, you know, and things like that, and gossiping, trying to slander, you know, an innocent person that really had nothing to do with the situation. You know, like I said, this could be anybody in your life that could be doing this, you know. And ultimately, what the narcissist wants, they're trying to get something, whether it's a relationship, or they're trying to get finances, or, you know, they're trying to get a certain outcome, or they're trying to get like accolades or an image, you know, because they may feel threatened by you, or they may feel threatened by your personality, or they feel like you took something from them, or whatever the case may be. You're not trying to take anything at all. Like, you're just there, just doing what you're supposed to do, and it's not your fault, like whatever happened, you know. So, and that's the other thing. I like, if you're watching this, I don't want you guys to blame yourselves, because however the narcissist is treating you, just remember that it had nothing to do with you. You were a victim of it, and unfortunately, you know, you are probably going through a lot. So again, don't whatever you do, don't beat yourself up. Just at all times, just reach out, seek support, seek help. And you want to be around people that support you, that you know love and care about you. You know, you want to avoid any narcissists, avoid any toxic people, any people that are destructive, negative, and things like that, because they're only going to worsen it for you. So you just want to be careful, right? And then the other things too, you only want to support people that want to be supported, you know, because you can tell a person something, but if they're not, you know, like they don't care, or if they're not in the right mind for it, maybe they have other stuff they're dealing with, and it's just like, it is what it is. You already shared like what's going on. So it's just like, it's in God's hands. Like, you get what I'm saying? And again, I know that there's narcissists out there watching that are upset, that are mad. And it's just like, you know, I mean, it is what it is. If they would have just left a situation alone, then, you know, it wouldn't be a need to talk about these type of topics. But because there are narcissists out there in the world, you know, we have to like warn people about it, you know, because they're out there, they're not going anywhere, and, you know, you're not going anywhere either. So you have to be able to, you know, protect yourself, you know. So it is what it is. So yeah, let's see here. Okay, so let's go into some more reactive abuse. So we have guilt. So reactive abuse here, what they may begin to feel guilty now, or you, the victim, you may begin to feel guilty. You may feel like, well, dang, like, did I do something wrong? Like, why is this person doing this? Like, just understand, like, you literally did nothing wrong. So, you know, if you're the victim of a situation where you're having to deal with a reactive abuse, where someone's trying to provoke you every day, or someone's trying to get you to feel confused, or someone's trying to get you to feel self-defense, just realize, like, that's whoever is doing that to you. Remember, it's always about them. They're the ones with the problem. It's not you, it's them, you know, and they're just trying to get you to react based off of how they feel. But remember, I always talk about, you have to keep your power. Like, the narcissist has nothing to do with like how you feel on the inside. It's about what God says about how you feel. It has nothing to do with what the narcissist, how they feel, because they're already like dealing with whatever demons that they have, and you don't want them to project their demons onto you, you know. So that's nothing to do with you. But anyway, you know, so the narcissist, what they'll do is they will begin to feel guilty for how, you know, they treated you, you know, especially if whatever scheme that they had planned didn't work, or whatever the case may be, they're going to feel guilty and ashamed about it. But at the end of the day, they're still not going to want to take accountability for their actions, because they don't do that. You know, they feel like it's your fault. They want to blame everything on you. They want to use you as a scapegoat, when you, like I said, a lot of times you're innocent. You literally had nothing to do with the situation. You get me? So again, it's a lesson. It's a lesson that we all have to learn here. So, you know. Alrighty, and then the other thing, as far as the reactive abuse, you have doubt. So a lot of people may begin to feel doubt. So because victims of reactive abuse are made to doubt their own reality, it may be difficult to identify when they are in this abusive dynamic. So sometimes, like, if you're going through this type of situation, no matter who the narcissist is in your life, you may begin to feel doubt. You may be questioning reality. You're like, wait, am I going through this or am I not going through this? More than likely, if you have to question it, you probably are. And like I said, you do want to make sure that you can get support and seek help, right? So you definitely shouldn't go at it alone with a situation like this. That's why I always recommend all like victims and survivors of narcissistic abuse, talk to someone about it. Like somebody that you can trust, somebody that like really has your back, they support you, they're not going to judge you or criticize you or things like that, try to make you feel bad. Like you don't want to be around individuals like that because they're only going to lead you astray. They're going to make you go down the wrong path, which is what a narcissist will do. They're going to lead you in the wrong direction. They're going to lead you to destruction, devastation and doom and gloom. That's where they're going to lead you. But you don't want to be in that type of environment or in that type of energy. You get me? So the other thing is regarding to reactive abuse is the perpetrator uses the victim's actions as evidence against them. And it says they use fear to control and manipulate them into doing what they want. So again, we already been talking about this, but I've actually talked about this years and years ago, but how the narcissist will use fear, guilt, and obligation to try to control you, to control your thoughts, to control your emotions, to control your behaviors. And they'll also try to manipulate you. They'll try to manipulate a situation. They'll try to control a situation. But remember, the narcissist has no control over you, only what you allow them to have. They don't have any power over you. Only God has the power. So you got to keep that in mind. So let's see here. All right, so let's talk about the impact of reactive abuse, because again, I know that there are some people out there dealing with this, right? This is a real life thing, real life reality stuff. So in a situation where the victim responds with reactive abuse, the abuser may convince them that they are too engaging in the abusive behavior, which may result in feelings of guilt and shame. Also, research shows that experiencing abuse can be traumatic and can lead to physical and psychological damage. And that's why I really, really love the book that I wrote, Your Pain Will Make You Successful. And make sure if you have not gotten that, please get that, because it does talk about how to overcome mental, emotional, and psychological abuse. So, because when you're dealing with stuff like this can cause that type of damage, right? Now, again, in the article, it says this dynamic can be extremely damaging and hurtful to the person's mental health, as it may cause them to experience increased anxiety, depression, isolation, sleep-related issues, confusion, mood swings. So that can be an impact of reactive abuse. Now, real quick, I'm going to go back to this. Now, you could have the negative side of the reactive abuse with the narcissist, and you could also have, it's not really a positive side, but like, let's say, like I mentioned before, the narcissist wants something from you. So again, they may do something every day where they're trying to get a certain result or they're trying to attain something. And, you may think like, oh, everything is cool because maybe you could have gotten into it with a narcissist and maybe you guys stopped talking and then now you guys are back cool again. And now they could be trying to get you to react a certain way to maybe them kissing up to you or them trying to be nice to you again or whatever the case may be, because they're trying to get something from you. Like I said, whether that's money, they want attention, they want sex, or, some sort of thing that they feel like you got, they feel like they want that or whatever the case may be. You never know what it could be. But like I said, it could be, maybe they want you to react to them in a positive way because maybe they're trying to trick you or something like that, or trying to scam, whatever, who knows? So, you just want to be careful about that. So let's get into here the connection between reactive abuse and gaslighting. So victims of this dynamic may also experience gaslighting in the following ways. So let's go into it. So let me see here. Okay. Flipping the narrative. So the perpetrator may flip the narrative and convince the person who is being harmed that they are causing the harm. So again, they always like to flip it. So let's say you're saying like, hey, I would appreciate it if you didn't do that, or I would appreciate it if you didn't stalk me and harass me. And they're going to be like, well, you're doing that to me, and things like that. So they're going to try to flip it or whatever the case may be, right? And then also, as far as, let's say it's a mother-in-law or something like that dynamic, and let's say you're the new spouse in the relationship, you may say, okay, well, I appreciate, if you would call us before you came over to visit, instead of just coming over and thinking that you can come in and, start cleaning up and start cooking and stuff like that. And then they may be like, well, look at all the stuff that I've done for you. You're not being appreciative and things like that. Or, or maybe they may say something like, oh, well, you're not really wanting to go out with us and things like that. Or, so-and-so is not as friendly and so-and-so is not as welcoming, or whatever the case may be, or you may say that to them. You may say like, oh, well, you don't want to spend time with me, or, you're not inviting me out, blah, blah, blah. Maybe because the in-law, they'll always try to flip the script. Like, because a lot of times what they'll do is they'll try to get information out of you. So that way they can use that against you at a later time, right? So let's say, for instance, like you've told the in-law like some information that was sensitive or whatever, and you may say, hey, I don't appreciate you sharing that with people, and everybody like, oh, well, I didn't mean it in that way, or I didn't share the information, or you shared information about me that I didn't appreciate, blah, 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 right? So they're going to try to flip the narrative. They're going to try to blame you. So they're the ones that's the perpetrator. And let's say you speak up on it, then they're going to try to flip the narrative to make it seem like you're the one that's causing the harm, when actually, like I said, it's actually them. So, that's a big thing that the narcissist will usually do when it comes to this type of reactive abuse, right? Now, as far as lying, so this is another big thing. The narcissist will lie. So it says the perpetrator might outright lie about something that has occurred, such as the fact that they instigated the abuse, right? So they may lie on you, to you, or about you to other people to get, like I said, a certain outcome, or to get something that they feel like, they in their mind, they feel like you wronged them, and you may not even know what it is. And for some of you may know what it is, right? But they haven't actually came up to you and said anything about it. But behind the scenes, they're probably lying on you to other people to get other people to do things against you, and you're innocent. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like they will lie. They will lie. Or it could be a situation where you could have family members lying on you, because maybe, you want to focus on yourself. You want to focus on your own life. You're like, okay, I want to have my own family. I want to do my own thing. Like, yeah, I still love you guys. I still, I'll still come by and visit here and there, but let me spend some time by myself so I can figure things out. You get me? And then what some family members will do, since they're so jealous and they're so envious, they may say, oh, well, so-and-so doesn't want to come over anymore. So-and-so doesn't want to spend any time anymore. And, he or she thinks she's all that, or, whatever. And then they start, this whole drama, like, and it's all lies. They may make up stories and tell who knows what to who knows who, this is, again, to get you to react. They're going to lie. So, now the other thing is they may create doubt. So the perpetrator might call the victim crazy or insane to cause them to doubt their own reality. Now, again, that is gaslighting, because I actually had the male narc in my life that I used to deal with for 4 years. He would say things like, oh, I never said that. Or I remember one time I had told the narc, I was like, oh, because at the time I used to like work on music. I was like into doing instrumentals and stuff like that. And the narcissist, I thought like years ago that, he was actually cool. Like, he was a mentor, someone that I could look up to, and that's somebody that I trusted. And actually, he turned out to be a narc. But I remember one time we was at this place called In-N-Out Burger, and we was sitting down, and he was telling me, he was like, "Oh yeah, like you're doing a really good job on your music. Like I'm really proud of you and stuff like that." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And I was like, "Oh yeah, my dad always said that I was number one." And he was like, "I never said that." And I'm thinking like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, see, it'll be like that quick how they'll flip on you, and stuff like that. And then also another time, I remember when he gaslighted me, I was at his apartment at the time, and we were sitting down, and it was actually several times he had gaslit me, but one time in particular, he had actually introduced me to a person that was doing the same stuff that I wanted to do. And the individual and I, we became cool. We like shared our experiences dealing with music, and we also collabed with each other, and we had a really good connection and things like that. And I was like, "Oh yeah, like I heard from so and so and things like that." And I was like, "Have you heard from him?" He was like, "I don't know who that is. Who is that?" And I'm like, "What?" So the thing is, they'll cause doubt in you to make you doubt your own reality, to make you doubt your own decisions, and to doubt, basically, they don't want you to leave them. Like they don't want you to like go no contact with them and to let them go, because they know once you do that, they don't have any power over you. Like I said, they don't have any room in your life, and they know that. The narcissist knows that they don't mean you well. They don't bring any value to your life. Only thing that they bring is destruction, misery and confusion and lies and deception. That's all that they're there for. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be honest about it, and just kind of take accountability for that. And so another thing here I did want to mention regarding the narcissist and this reactive abuse is minimizing concerns. So the perpetrator may dismiss or minimize the victim's concerns or issues. So they may be like, "Oh, that wasn't a big thing if I was stalking and harassing you. Oh, that wasn't a big thing if I'm trying to break up your marriage or your relationship. Oh, that wasn't a big thing if I lied on you. Oh, that wasn't a big thing if I started gossip and drama." Like they're gonna like minimize it and think they're gonna be like, "Oh, you was doing that to them." You get what I'm saying? So that, you just want to keep that in mind when it comes to the reactive abuse and gaslighting. Another thing a narcissist, what they'll do is they may create fake profiles on social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. They may, because they could be so obsessive over you, and they like want to like follow you, and they may try to control a situation, and they may want to watch your every move. So like I said, they may get other people to watch you or other people to follow you around, or they may create fake profiles on social media to watch you from there and to follow you like that. Or like what the person have reached out to me, which I'm actually going to get into this topic here, is they will have other people reach out to you, to spark your interest in them, or to get you to talk about them, or to get you to miss them, or bring up memories, or whatever the case may be. And they want you to forget about how they mistreated you and how they deceived you and lied to you and things like that. So a lot of them will do that, as far as that's concerned. So again, if for those of you that don't know what gaslighting is gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse that can cause victims to blame themselves. Victims may feel as if they are crazy and demonstrate an increased dependence on their partner. So that's basically what that is. So the last part I did want to talk about this before I get into the other topic here is how to break the cycle of reactive abuse. And maybe we can save this for a part 2 as well. We'll kind of go more into this. But basically, identify what's going on. If you recognize it, you see that the narcissist is trying to get you to react, or they're trying to start some trouble, they're trying to start some drama, just recognize it for what it is and say, okay, like, I understand like what's going on. Like, I know, so it's all good. Like, and again, I know it's hard not to take it personal, but just remember, like, you may be in a situation where you feel like the narcissist is trying to get you to react, or that they're being abusive to you, like a reactive abuse. You got to remember that it could have been anybody. It wasn't necessarily about you per se. It could have been any other person, but it just happened to be you. And so, you just want to keep that in mind as well. But So identifying the patterns, the first step is to develop awareness and recognize the fact that the abuser is provoking you in hopes of getting a reaction. So they're trying to get a reaction. They want to start trouble. They want to start a fight. They want to start arguments. And it's just like, you don't want to do that. Like, that's not what you're about. I mean, again, if the narcissist is mad or upset at you, I mean, it would be an adult thing to talk about it, like what's really going on here. But again, when you're dealing with a narcissist, you're not dealing with an adult, you're dealing with a child at heart. They're really children at heart in adult bodies. So, you can't have a conversation with a child. Like, children, what do children do? Like, children are children. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, but if it was, an adult, then you would be able to maybe have a conversation, but you're not going to get that with a narcissist. So, and this could also be the case too, if this is a parent. If your parent could be trying to get you to react, or your parent could be trying to sabotage something in your life, or your parent could be trying to hold you back from something, or it's an in-law, could be trying to sabotage your marriage, or they could be trying to sabotage your friendships or sabotage your life because they don't want you to forget about them. They don't want you to move on. They feel like maybe your new partner, like if this is like an in-law or if this is your parent, they feel like the partner is taking something away from you or taking something away from them, because maybe you are the narcissist's supply. So they've been getting all their supply from you, and they feel like if that new person comes in, then they don't have the supply anymore. And granted, that in-law or that parent could already have a person already. Like, they may already be in a relationship, but it's just that they're so self-absorbed. They want all the focus on them. They want all the attention on them. It's just like, they don't care. They don't care. It's all about them, and you just got to keep that in mind. But yeah. Now, the other thing is recognize the provocation. So start paying attention to the abuser's manipulation tactics and antagonistic behaviors. Notice what behaviors are activating and triggering. So, you just want to just pay attention to what the narcissist does. Or like I said, if they're using other people, you just want to keep that in mind as well. Now, also, it just says be mindful of your reaction. This can be difficult to do at the moment, but be mindful of your reaction to the abuse because they're abusing you. That's basically what they're doing. And the abuser is trying to provoke you until you snap. So try to react mindfully or avoid reacting at all. So again, you don't want to do any of this because, you don't want to give the narcissist any satisfaction. So don't do anything that they're wanting you to do. Do the opposite of it. So, Now, also we have developed coping skills. Like if they're acting delusional, then you act just like how they're acting. You act delusional too, just for whatever the situation is, right? So now develop coping skills again. So this is all about, reaching out for support, reaching out for help and things like that. You do just want to keep that in mind. So developing coping skills can help you to manage the intensity of your own emotions and reactions. You can empower yourself against reactive abuse by learning skills and tools to manage your stress and your emotions. And like I said, I do have products and services that you guys can get access to. So that way, like if you are dealing with this type of situation, you'll know how to best manage your emotions and manage the stress that you could be feeling and things like that. So that'll be helpful for you guys, right? And again, kind of what I've been saying to help break this this cycle of reactive abuse is, reaching out for help. Reach out for help. Don't feel like you have to isolate yourself or you have to, kind of like, I don't know what, like, don't feel like you have to be by yourself. Still go on about your life, live your life, and connect with good-minded people, right? Good-minded people. But reach out to trusted friends, family members, or mental health service. You guys can reach out to me or a therapist. If you guys want to kind of go a little bit more in depth, I do recommend getting a therapist. Or if you want to get a counselor, you guys are more than welcome to do that, or a loved one that can help you process the harmful relationship dynamics. And it also says leave the relationship. Connors recommends reaching out to domestic violence hotlines to get help to unsafety to leave an abusive situation. Because sometimes you do have it to where some narcissists will try to get violent. They may get physical. I have had individuals that reached out to me and said that their narcissists did get physical, and things like that. So you do just want to be mindful regarding that. So I hope that this was helpful. As usual, I don't try to make this video too long. And, this video is just all about helping those that are dealing with the abuse. And again, I know that there's some narcissists out there that might get upset. They might feel a type of way. But again, we do have to bring awareness to the community. We have to help people heal. Again, it's never a personal thing. We just have to continue to help the collective be aware, be mindful, and protect themselves. Because if you don't do it, nobody else is going to do it. Obviously the narcissist is not going to do it. They're the ones that's dishing out the harm. They're trying to harm you. They're trying to hurt you, and things like that, so you got to protect yourself, right? You got to protect your family. And like I said, if there's nobody out there to protect you, God will protect you, but you have to be able to learn these type of things so you can arm yourself and protect yourself, right? So yeah, let's take a look here. So yeah, empower yourself, right? Now, the other thing, you guys, I did want to touch on before we go, and I feel like we'll do like a part 2 to this, but as I mentioned, I did have someone that reached out to me regarding their situation with the narcissist. And you guys know I never mention any names because, as always, it's never about the names. It's always about what? The education, the experience, and learning from it and moving past it, right? Because we all have to go through life. We all have to go through different experiences. So, you just want to be aware of that. But basically, the individual was saying that the narcissist reached out to her from another number and was asking like where her boyfriend was and things like that. And basically the narcissist was saying like, oh, he loves her, he misses her, and things like that. And I believe this individual was dealing with their narcissist for a couple years now. And I think that she may have even been living with that person. And this individual, you guys, actually showed me a video of this narcissist actually showing up at her house and looking at her through the little like peephole door. So again, these narcissists they will stalk you. Like they will watch you. Like I said, they may have other people watching you. And the whole point is they don't want you to move on, right? They don't want you to move on. Like I said, they will be very possessive, obsessive, controlling, manipulative, doing any and everything to get what they feel like, is owed to them. Or a lot of them, they may try to take revenge, and they may try to take, things into their own hands. And like I said, these are behaviors that you don't want to do, right? Like I said, I never tell anybody what to do, but I know because of, what the narcissist does to you, especially if a narcissist is, doing reactive abuse, you may want to take action into your own hands. And you may, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you may feel upset about this, or you may feel hurt, or you may feel betrayed, or you may feel like you may be confused as to why they're doing this. But at the end of the day, you have to remember, for one, protect yourself. Two, make sure that you're managing your emotions and the things, however you've been affected, you have to manage it, right? And you have to remember that God is in control. So whatever the situation is, understand that maybe God is allowing the situation to occur for whatever the case may be. Like, I've gotten to the point where I don't even question God anymore like I used to. Thank you for the like. And let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with what I'm saying? Or have you guys dealt with reactive abuse? I would love to know. Or have you been in no contact with the narcissist and they've been trying to hoover you and saying things like, oh, they love you, they miss you, or they miss the good times? Or, have you had that happen? I would love to know how you guys reacted to that, and, and things like that. But basically this person was just saying that, the narcissist did reach out to her, and, she was basically saying that the narcissist is doing some of the same repetitive patterns. And she was saying that Narc thinks that she's dumb, or whatever the case may be. So I think that she's onto it. She understands what's going on, and she recognizes it as being a hoover. So again, hello, Shay Love. Hi. And yes, subscribe. Thank you. Yes, reactive abuse is real. And share this video, you guys, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people may be dealing with this. and may be afraid to speak up. But just remember, like, somebody else could be going through a similar situation as yourself. So never be afraid to like speak up and speak out and share your truth and share your story. You never know who it can help or who it can bless or who it can help get out of a toxic, negative situation. You never know. So just understand, like, whatever it is that you're going through, you're going to get through it, and maybe God is using you for a specific reason, for a specific purpose, so that way you can help other people along your journey. So always know that there's whatever it is that you deal with is for a purpose. Just remember that in life, like, everything is for a reason. Nothing happens by mistake. Nothing is coincidence. You always want to you want to have takeaways when it comes to, you interacting with people. Have your takeaways, learn your lessons, and move past it. But when it comes to a narcissist, since they never like learned our lessons, and they keep doing stuff over and over and over again and expecting a different result, that's where they're going to be at. They're not going to change, right? And that's not our problem. That we have nothing to do with that. We can only control what we can control. We're not trying to control anybody. We're not trying to hurt anybody. We're not trying to do any of that. We're just trying to live our lives, right? Just like everybody has the right to live their life. No one wants to be stalked. No one wants to be harassed, because you're not doing that to them. You get what I'm saying? Now, if it was, let's say, for instance, if you was doing that to the narcissist, you best to be sure that it would have been all hell broke loose. You get what I'm saying? But since they're doing that to you, they feel like that they have the right to do that, and they don't. And so again, you just allow karma to do its job, or whoever was involved in it, the whole whatever scheme was going on. But so yeah, but no, the person was saying that she did block that number, so that's good. So that's definitely a nice thing. But yeah, and I can share you guys stories where when I went no contact with the male narc in my life back in 2014, because I had met him back in 2010, and I finally decided to go no contact in 2014. And when I finally went no contact, I remember I was receiving phone calls. I was receiving calls and text messages. For one, it was from private numbers, and then other numbers, it was just like random numbers, right? And I remember one time in particular, there was a person that called me, right? And they had asked for the narcissist, because I believe that the narcissist had been stalking me, and he was like watching me on my social media, right? And I guess he had saw that I had traveled. Because at the time I used to live in California, and I ended up traveling to Utah for a business conference, right? And I guess he had saw that he had been watching me, because initially that's kind of like how we had met. I mean, we, things like that, because it was a whole mentorship type of thing, or at least that's what I thought. Like, I thought it was something, and it wasn't, but it is what it is. You live and you learn, right? But anyway, so we ended up meeting on social media, and we met in person, and it kind of took off from there, whatever the case is. But after I went no contact, the narcissist had someone call me and asked for him. And I'm thinking, like, well, why would the narcissist call me and ask for him? Like, we're not together. Like, I went no contact. Like, you get what I'm saying? And that just goes to show you, like, how controlling the narcissist is, and how they don't really want to let you go. Like, they're really just holding on to you for dear life, and they'll do it at all costs, But like I said, the narcissist has no power over me, and the narcissist has no power over you either, But you have to make that decision. Until you make that decision, then, it is what it is. And again, there's no judgment here at all. And also too, I do remember the narcissist had other people watching me as well. Some other flying monkeys on social media and things like that. And sometimes you can have this going on in person, where the narcissist may have people watching you. That, like I said, they'll probably try to hire people to do their dirty work, or, they'll do an exchange of favors, or whatever the case may be. So they'll have that going on. And like I said, you're innocent. You haven't done anything. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's just like, it is what it is, But I ended up, pretty much blocking the narcissist and things like that. But they'll find a way. They'll definitely find a way to call you, text you, or reach out to you from a third party, or, whatever the case may be. So it is what it is. You have no control over what they do, but you only have control over yourself, your own reactions, and that's what you have control over. And that's what you should keep your focus on. If you were wanting any advice from me, is to keep the focus on yourself and let the narcissist do whatever it is that they want to do. Doesn't matter. The focus is you. So I hope that was helpful, you guys. But real quick though, keep no contact. Any advice, keep no contact, keep staying strong, keep your focus on God, keep your focus on yourself, on your family, and protect yourself, love yourself, take care of yourself, give yourself a hug. Ooh, kiss yourself. You got to kiss yourself, you guys. Y'all be kissing yourself. I like to kiss myself a lot. Oh my goodness, you guys. But I do have a special announcement, you guys. So for those of you that know, I was working on a project, and that project I actually did complete it. So I'm super, super stoked. I'm super excited to announce. So basically, I did tell you guys that I was coming out with a children's book, and I was able to go ahead and complete that children's book. So the only thing left that I have to do now is just do some editing and some illustration. And I pretty much should have it released. If not July, it would for sure be in August. But I'm super excited. The book is going to be called I Feel Misunderstood. And I really love that so much because honestly, although it's a story. It's a story with, there's characters in the story and things like that, which those characters are fiction, but the story is based on nonfiction, real life story. Actually, it kind of is based off of like my life story, kind of growing up as a child, feeling misunderstood, but, learning how to accept it and be okay with it. And, it is what it is. But I wrote it because, and I'll talk more about this later, but growing up, it was just different for me. I always felt like I was different and I never knew what it was. And I know a lot of kids can grow up feeling different or feeling misunderstood or feeling like people like misjudge you or they underestimate you or they may look down upon you or they may say these things about you, even as a child, even as a young child. And as a child, you may feel like it's something wrong with you, or you may feel isolated, or you may feel like you don't belong. And I wrote that story just to basically empower young kids. The book is for kids that are between the ages of 5, I would say, and 9. Now, if you're a parent, you could more than welcome to read the story to your child, which I recommend. But if the child is old enough to read it themselves, that's great. But the one book that I wrote, Your Pain Will Make You Successful, that was for young adults and older adults. But I was just like, wait, I need something for the kids. And this I Feel Misunderstood book, I think is going to be perfect for the kids because, kids, when they're young, they're in a very vulnerable stage and they need support, they need love, they need care. And sometimes a lot of them, they don't get it. They don't get it from their parents. They don't get it from outside people or the people that I guess that are their caretakers or their guardians, or maybe even from their siblings or other relatives or family members or people at church or people at other, organization or clubs. And they don't know what to do. A lot of them, they're stressed out as young kids. They're depressed. They turn delusional. They are fearful. They're, angry, and, they don't know how to deal with that. They don't know how to cope with those feelings. You get what I'm saying? And so basically I just use like what I've been through in my life growing up as a young child to kind of help, build the story and how the child can eventually learn to accept being misunderstood and just be like, hey, it's all good. Like, no worries. So I'm really excited to release that. I'm super, super excited, you guys, because I literally started working on that. I want to say, was it like April? It was like April, May-ish. Now, this isn't going to be too much of a long book because, it's for kids. I know kids don't, want to be reading too much of a long book like that, but it's going to have some really nice illustration and things like that. Going to get it nice and fully edited. But I'm really, really excited because, like I said, I feel like the kids need it, to be honest. Some kids, they feel abandoned. A lot of them, they feel rejected. They feel like they don't get attention from the people that they want attention from the most. And I don't know if I shared this story with you guys, and it was so heartbreaking to hear about it. I remember like this was when I was in California, and I'll never forget this. So it was like when I used to have roommates and stuff. So the lady, she had a little boy, and the little boy was such a sweetheart. He was so sweet, so caring, and all he wanted was love. All he wanted was love. All he wanted was attention. And I noticed that he wanted it from his mom, but his mom never really wanted to give it to him. Not saying that she didn't really want to give it to him, but it was like she couldn't, because a lot of times she was on the phone, or she was just doing other stuff, or maybe she was working, and she didn't really have time to like sit down and like talk to her little boy, her son, unless maybe it was like for dinner, or watching TV, or whatever the case may be. But it was so heartbreaking to hear. Like, I remember being in my room, and I overheard the conversation. Her son was trying to show her something. I forgot what it was, because it was years ago. It was back in 2016. But her son was like, "Mommy, look, mommy, look." And I remember hearing the mom, she was on the phone. The mom was on the phone talking to someone. It sounded like she was arguing with someone over the phone. And the boy was like, "Mommy," because you guys know how kids are. Like, if you don't give them attention, they're gonna like, do whatever they can to get it. They need that, But long story short, the mom, she kept saying, "Oh no, like I'm on the phone," and stuff like that. And then the little boy ended up crying and breaking down. And that really broke my heart, because I'm like, all the little boy wanted was just attention. He just wanted to be seen. He just wanted to be heard. He just wanted to be acknowledged by his mom. And his mom was right there with him, you guys. She was right there. And I'm not, talking down on the mom, because I know parents are doing the best that they can. I get it. But it's just like, at least try to show your kids some love, something. Give them something, because they need it bad. But anyways, the little boy ended up crying, breaking down, and it was just so heartbreaking to hear. But eventually she ended up getting off the phone, and she consoled the little boy. But it was just the fact that it took that. You get what I'm saying? And that, to me, a lot of us, I'm pretty sure we can relate to that, having that experience as a child where, your parents just wasn't there for you. And I do talk a lot about that. And the story, I Feel Misunderstood, I do kind of go over that. And again, it's helping kids cope with that type of stuff, helping them to learn at a young age. That's good. If they can learn that at a young age, then they're going to be good. Like when they become like preteens, young adults, older adults, they're going to be good. They're going to learn how to manage their emotions, control themselves, love themselves, empower themselves as a young child. Like, they can learn those type of skills when they're young, because a lot of people, wasn't taught that at all. We wasn't taught those type of skills, and those are some of the things that you needed in order to be able to take care of yourself, to survive, to control yourself, know yourself, know your value, know your worth, and understand toxic and understanding healthy, right? So anyway, I hope that was helpful. I'm like really excited, you guys, because like I said, I feel like it's much needed for the kids and for older adults too. That's why we have, Your Pain Will Make You Successful. And we also have Reclaim Your Life Back for those, older adults, younger adults, dealing with those type of situations that have dealt with narcissistic abuse. So I cannot wait to share with you when the book's going to be released, but I just want to let you guys know I did finish it. Definitely stay tuned. But if this is basically where we are departing, I wanted to say I love you so much. I would love to know, what was you guys' biggest takeaway? Did you learn anything? Share this video with someone if you think it can help them and bless them. And I'm sending you guys so much love. I love you guys so much. And I pretty much do this channel for you all. Those of you that experience narcissistic abuse, you dealt with toxicity, you had people turn their backs on you, you had people coming after you for no reason, you have people talking down on you, or anything, any adversity, any difficulties, any challenges you have in your life. Like, I'm here for you. I know the feeling. So, but anyways, I want to give you guys a hug. So I love you guys. And don't forget to try a sugar scrub from me, you guys. Try your sugar scrub. Practicing. Keep empowering yourself, taking care of yourself, loving yourself. Also, if you want to reach out to me for any advice, any clarity, make sure that you do book a reading with me, or you can get unbiased personal advice from me. Or you can check out any of my, I have 90-day coaching programs that talks about how to overcome narcissistic abuse, any of my courses. Or if you want to just talk to me on the phone, you can book a support session. We can have a one-on-one session. You can talk, vent, anything. You want to just let things out, and I would love to support you in that way. My sessions, I have 30-minute sessions, 60-minute, 90-minute, 2-hour sessions. So just a heads up. And know that it's going to be okay. God loves you. I love you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye, guys.